4 years ago, in the middle of the pandemic, I got a text from my boss saying the offices are closed and we don't know when we're reopening, so we're letting you go. From one day to the next, I lost my job and my income. A week later, offices ended up reopening and I got my job back, but I will never forget how I felt that entire week. Knowing that something that was completely out of my control meant that I now lost my income from one day to the next. It made me feel so helpless, and I knew that I wanted to take control of my income. So that entire week, I spent so much time researching how to make money outside of a traditional job, and that's how I discovered making money online. So for me, I started with freelance writing, and then that led me to freelance social media management. It also led me to content creation, digital products. I have literally dabbled in so many different things in the online world, and my path is anything but linear. It has not been easy, but once you get a taste of entrepreneurship, you get hooked. So it's something that I've always returned to, even after a period of 9 months of me attempting to go back to a traditional 9 to 5. I just could not, and I still can't fathom giving 40 hours a week of my energy and my time to a job that's not even paying me a livable wage. And I'm not here at all to shit on 9 to 5s, because I understand that there's some people who really enjoy the security and the stability that a 9 to 5 brings. And there was a period in my life where I wanted that security as well, which is why I did go back looking for a 9 to 5. But I am somebody who really values my freedom of expression, freedom of my time, freedom of finances. So after 9 months of struggling to find a job that suited me, I took that as my sign to go all in on entrepreneurship, go all in on my business. So in April of 2024, I launched 27 Social Co., which is a social media management business. It has been a long journey and a very long process of so much growth. But right now, I'm in a phase of my life where I am able to go all in on this business and really build a strong and sustainable business for myself. So in this video, I want to share with you the steps that I'm taking daily to build a sustainable online business, so that if you are maybe interested in building a business for yourself, you're interested in the world of online business or making money online or being a creative entrepreneur, whatever it is that led you to click on this video, I hope that this video is able to really give you insight on the daily steps that it takes in order to build a sustainable business. And these are things that have taken me years to learn. So I just hope that this video can serve as a way to essentially save you all of that time and energy. So before I get into the specific business tasks that I do every single day, I want to talk about something that doesn't have to do with business, but actually has everything to do with business, and that is your habits. So I would say the biggest difference between entrepreneurship and having a traditional 9 to 5, or really just having any traditional job, is that for the most part, not all the time, but for the most part, you can kind of just show up. You know, whenever I have had any traditional jobs in the past, it didn't matter if I'm not feeling my best that day. It didn't matter if I did my morning routine. It didn't matter if I was sick or anything. I would just show up as I was. But with entrepreneurship, you can't just show up and expect to see results. You have to put your best foot forward. And that means really taking care of yourself. So for the longest time, I thought of healthy habits as having nothing to do with business. You know, I'm what does me meditating have to do with my business? But then I realized that healthy habits have everything to do with business. When you take care of yourself, you are then able to show up a lot better, especially because there's no external accountability. There's nobody telling you what to do. There's nobody telling you when to do things. You have to do it. You have to show up and you have to have that discipline. And I've learned that a really big way to continue to have that discipline is to take care of myself. My habits are a non-negotiable, especially if I have a goal for myself in my business. It's not as simple as just showing up and clocking in. You need to take care of yourself. So a couple of things that I do in terms of healthy habits is, number one, having a morning routine. So every day I do something in the morning to really pour into myself, and it looks different every single day depending on what I need, but it's typically, breath work, meditating, journaling. I walk my dog while also listening to a podcast to kind of just get me in a really positive headspace. I'll eat a satiating breakfast. Typically I like to drive to a library or a coffee shop just to kind of get myself out of like my chill home environment and put myself in an environment where I'm like forced to focus. Also, going to the gym, getting daily movement, that does wonders for your mind and for your mental health. Releasing those endorphins, like going to the gym just makes me feel so confident as well. And I feel like that is what then allows me to show up confidently in my business. If you want a cheat code to improving confidence in yourself, go to the gym. Stick to a routine of going to the gym, join a workout program, do something, because when you show up consistently for yourself in the gym, it builds so much confidence in yourself, especially when you start to see progress, when you start to see your muscles growing, you start to see yourself losing weight. You're like, I did that. Like, I did the damn thing. I showed up for myself consistently day in and day out, even on the days when I didn't want to. And that just helps you feel so confident in yourself. And that is a big thing when it comes to being an entrepreneur, is having that confidence in yourself, because a lot of it is you're putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. You're putting yourself out there. You're posting on social media. You're going to networking events. You're, doing things to put your name out there, to put your business out there. You need that level of confidence. So my habits really help to instill that level of confidence in myself. Something else I do too is I go to a therapist. Therapy just really helps me have like a safe space to process my emotions, to figure out like what's holding me back, to recognize my patterns, and to just help me become an overall better person. And I would also say a big thing that therapy has helped me with is emotional intelligence, learning how to control my emotions, because that's something that also is really important in entrepreneurship. And I never really realized this, is how much you can be controlled by your emotions if you let yourself be. So a lot of emotions come up when you're building something, a lot, self-doubt, limiting beliefs, anxiety, like comparison, fear of judgment, wondering what are people going to think of me, fears of failure. Like, there's just so much that comes up when you're building something, when you're putting yourself out there, that it's very important to learn emotional intelligence and learn how to not be controlled by your emotions. I also work with a business mentor. She really helps to push me out of my comfort zone, because she tells me, okay, you're showing up on social media 5 times this week, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're going to networking events, and it's just like that extra push. And then, if something happens in my business that I don't really know how to navigate, I will, send her a voice memo or hop on a call with her, and she will help me work through these things. And I would say the last habit that isn't directly like a business task, but does really help for my business, is constantly working on my schedule. So something that I do is every week I kind of like look back at the previous week and like just see what worked, see what didn't work. Did I hit my goals? Did I not hit my goals? Did I show up every day? Did I not? And why did I not show up those certain days? And just kind of like make little tweaks week by week. A lot of entrepreneurship is literally just doing things, showing up, and then getting feedback from that, and then pivoting, making little changes to show up better, to show up more effectively. A lot of the times with entrepreneurship, you don't really know what you're doing. Every business is so different, even if you're in the exact same industry. So like my mentor, she is a social media manager mentor. She's even told me like every social media manager's business is so different. So there's not really like a set blueprint that you have to follow. So a lot of it is you just like figuring things out, and you have to be very like adaptable and willing to change and pivot quickly. I think that's something that I really had to learn too, is like not to be so set in my ways and not to be so like glued to a certain like strategy, a certain way of being, because if it's not working, like you have to shift, you have to change. And of course it takes time to really see if something is working or not. You can't just like shift day to day. But if you're putting so much effort into something and it's like not working, okay, what can you do to make it just 1% better? What can you do to just shift something? And another note about that feedback too is when it comes to social media, showing up on social media, being able to look at your content objectively and ask yourself, how can I improve on my content? That's something that was very difficult for me in the beginning, because I felt so attached to my content. Like, it feels like a form of art. When you become so attached to your content that you take everything so personally, it's very difficult to grow from that space. You could be pumping out content for months and months and years and still not see growth because you're not learning from your content. You have to look at it objectively and ask yourself, how can I improve? And it's not that you're saying my content sucks and everything I post sucks. It's more so just looking at it from a third-party perspective and just asking yourself, if I was somebody else, would I enjoy my content? And you can even ask your friends or other people for feedback if you'd like to do that. The second thing that I'm doing daily, and this actually is a business task, is marketing. So this is something that I really wish I would have done sooner. So if you're watching this and you just started your business, you just started venturing into the world of online business or whatever it is, learn from my mistake, market yourself. This should honestly be your number one focus, is marketing yourself, getting your name out there. And honestly, I feel like a big reason why I didn't do this is because I was so afraid of like being perceived as like I'm bragging and like, oh my God, she's just talking about her business nonstop and this and that. But it's like, you have to brag. You have to literally be your biggest fan because nobody else is going to do it for you, especially when you're in the early stages of your business and nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you do. You have to tell everybody, tell everybody. And that's something that I've really learned is like, hi, I'm Natalia. I'm a social media manager and content creator. Leading with that, telling people that. Obviously, I'm not going to go up to a random person on the street and tell them that. But when I go to events, when I go to networking events, anything, like leading with this is my name and this is what I do. Putting your name out there, marketing yourself, and also on social media too, marketing yourself on social media. I've been a social media manager for 3 years because I started with freelance writing and then I moved into social media management. So I've been a freelance social media manager for 3 years, but I didn't actually start my own page until this year. Until literally my 3rd year of being a freelancer, I finally started my own page. And that's something that I wish I could go back and tell myself, as soon as you start your page and start collecting results, feedback, testimonials, everything, and put it on your page. Start sharing value, start sharing what you know, start sharing your work, because you never know who is watching your social media. And that's something that I'm now very consistent with. Like, I'm posting daily on my business page. I'm getting my name out there. I'm going to networking events. I'm reaching out to people in Facebook groups. I'm posting on Facebook groups. Like, that's something that I'm very adamant about now. It's just something that I wish I would have done sooner. So yeah, it should definitely be your number one focus. Honestly, before you even do anything else in your business, spend like the first hour of your day posting social media content, marketing yourself, selling on your stories, connecting with people in Facebook groups, going to networking events, make some business cards, put some business cards up around coffee shops, or when you go to different events, when you go to stores or something, ask them if they have like a section where you can leave a business card, anything. Just get your name out there, because you also never know where your clients or customers can come from. You know, maybe you meet somebody at an event and you let them know, hey, I'm a social media manager, I'm a content creator, and maybe that person doesn't need social media management services, but maybe their cousin's sister's husband needs social media management services. And now all of a sudden that person knows, oh, I know a social media manager and she's in this area. Like, let me connect you guys. And they're like, word of mouth is so powerful, especially in the early stages of your business when you don't have a big following, you don't have a lot of like people knowing about your business. Word of mouth is going to be your best bet. And like I said, this should be your number one focus, because marketing is how you bring leads into your business. And without leads, you don't have a business. Without leads, there is no sustainable business. So figuring out a system to consistently bring in leads into your business, that is how you create a sustainable business. And that's something I'm finally working on now. Like I said, 3 years into my journey. The third thing that I'm doing daily to build a sustainable business is I am improving my knowledge and my experience. So like I said earlier in the video, you have to have confidence in yourself as an entrepreneur, to put yourself out there, to do things even when you're not ready. But you also have to be humble enough to know when you don't know enough, or when you don't have enough experience. So something I do consistently is I am always improving my knowledge. I am always figuring out ways that I can continue to learn more and continue to do better and be better. So right now I'm in a social media manager membership program where we get access to trainings and all these different workshops and guest experts, and also support from like a community of other social media managers. Like, it's amazing. I feel like I learned so much in this membership, and I make it a goal to spend at least 30 minutes a day learning so that I'm constantly improving my skills. But knowledge isn't just like courses and books and reading and things like that. You also gain knowledge when you gain experience. So offering your services for free in the beginning, or taking on some free work or some low cost work just to get some experience, just to get some tangible results to put on your portfolio, to put on your website. People think that they can charge really high prices right when they're first starting because of that whole messaging about charge what you're worth. But honestly, you need proof and results to back up your prices, or you're going to be doing a lot of convincing. So I think it's okay to do like free and low cost work in the beginning to build up your portfolio, to get your name out there. Because also, like, yeah, you may do like this project for free for somebody, but let's say one of their friends now asks them, hey, do you know of a social media manager that could help me? Now that person can connect you with that person who's looking for a social media manager, or whatever it is that you do, graphic designer, freelancer, whatever it is that your business is. And now you're connected, and now you have a client from that. Another part of this is improving your client experience and really focusing on building strong relationships with your clients. That's something that I really try to do, is go above and beyond for my clients and give them like the best experience, because if they have a really good client experience working with me, then they're going to tell people about it. They're going to refer their friends. They're going to basically be free marketing and help me out with growing my business. The fourth thing that I'm doing to build a sustainable business is expanding my income streams. So I would say my favorite part of being an entrepreneur is that there are so many different avenues. There's so many different things you can do, and I'm very multi-passionate. I love being able to try so many different things. A big reason why I didn't really like 9-to-5s and traditional jobs is that I don't really like mediocrity. Like, I don't really like when my work is just very like mundane. I'm doing the same things every single day. I really like change. I like doing new things, learning new things. So while I'm building my social media management business, I'm also posting to YouTube about things that I'm passionate about, because this fuels me. It really fulfills me. It's a form of like creative expression for me that I love doing, and it does feed my business for sure. And there's also a lot of potential with YouTube. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight on the potential on YouTube, I didn't post for like 7 months, and in those 7 months, I gained like 1,000 subscribers, and I also got my channel monetized and literally made $15. Like, I know it's just $15, but like, I haven't posted in 7 months. So it's just so cool how the platform is like continuing to push my videos out even when I'm not posting consistently. And that was a big motivator for me to get back to YouTube, is like seeing that and realizing there's a lot of potential with this platform. And not only that, but I do really enjoy this. I love sharing and helping people. I'm just somebody who really loves to learn, and because I'm always learning new things, I just want to share it with people. And I actually realized this a couple years ago when I was constantly like annoying my friends with all the things that I was learning. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a YouTube channel and actually like share all these fun and exciting things that I'm learning. Another income stream that I have is UGC. So I'll do like content creation and brand partnerships and user generated content. I've also done some digital products in the past, and I would love to do more digital products like Notion templates and PDFs and like workbooks and things like that. I created a self-love and healing workbook like 2 years ago, and I still get like sales from it, which is crazy. And honestly, I'm really proud of that workbook. I put so much energy into it. I love it so much. So I'll leave it in the link in the description box. I never really talk about it anymore because I don't know, I feel like my channel kind of shifted from like self-love and healing, but I'll leave it down below just in case you want to check it out. All right, now the last thing that I'm doing to build a sustainable business is mastering my mindset. I know I saved this for last, but it should definitely not be last. This should definitely be number one, is mastering your mindset. Mindset needs to be a priority because, like I said in the beginning, you can't just show up and expect it to work. You have to put your best foot forward. What I've learned with entrepreneurship is that the energy that you put in is the energy that you receive. Entrepreneurship brings up a lot of emotions. It brings up self-doubt, brings up limiting beliefs, childhood wounds, imposter syndrome. There's so many things that comes up when you're putting yourself out there that you need to prioritize taking care of your mindset, especially if this is like very new for you, like it was for me. Like I didn't come from a family of entrepreneurs. Honestly, before 4 years ago, I didn't even know anybody in real life who was an entrepreneur, who had their own business. So all of this was very new to me 4 years ago. Like that's why, like I said in the beginning, like I was looking up ways how to make money outside of a job because I didn't even know. I didn't even know of this world of entrepreneurship, of this world of making money online. Like it was all so new to me. So because it was so new to me, there was a lot of like reprogramming of my mindset that I had to do to kind of shift from like that employee mindset to that entrepreneurship mindset. And I still notice ways in which my mind kind of is still in that like employee mindset, because when things get hard, I do have those thoughts of, oh, it'd be so much easier for me to go back and get a 9 to 5. Whereas like somebody who was born into entrepreneurship, like it's not even a second guess to them. Like they're going to be an entrepreneur because that's all they know. But for me, it's like I've had to kind of shift my mindset a lot and reprogram my mindset. So a couple of things that have really helped me reprogram my mindset and really master my mindset as an entrepreneur is one, reading books of successful entrepreneurs or reading books about mindset. I have so many book recommendations that I can make. So if you're interested, I can make a video on that. All of the books that I read that have really helped me in my entrepreneurship journey, let me know in the comment section if you want that video. But reading helps a lot. Listening to podcasts and watching YouTube videos of other people who are successful entrepreneurs, or just learning about how to master your mindset, learning how to overcome your limiting beliefs and your self-doubt. I think a big mistake when it comes to mindset is focusing so much on like I'm gonna journal and I'm gonna repeat affirmations and I'm gonna do these things, but actually, a big thing that does help you improve your mindset is taking action, showing up and taking consistent action. I would say that is the biggest thing that helps to master your mindset, is consistently proving to yourself and consistently showing up and taking action despite the limiting beliefs or the thoughts that may come up. Another thing is surrounding myself with other entrepreneurs. So going to networking events, meeting other people. When I first started my online business, like I wanted to meet other women who were also doing what I was doing. So that's how I met all of my best friends. They're all like spiritual entrepreneurs, or they do it on the side. They have like some type of creative business. So I wanted to surround myself with people like that because, like I said, like I didn't know anybody in my life who was an entrepreneur. My family isn't, everybody in my life growing up had very like traditional 9 to 5s, traditional work lives. And again, like I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that when you want something different for yourself, you need to surround yourself with people who have that so that you can kind of normalize it for yourself, because it wasn't something I grew up with, because it wasn't in my blueprint of life and mindset. I had to I had to intentionally put myself in environments to meet people like that. I know that like being an entrepreneur and having your own business has really become like this like buzzword, and like just social media like really glamorizes this life. And I just want to say that if you want to become an entrepreneur because you think it's going to be easier than what you're currently doing, don't do it. Don't do it, because it is definitely not the easier route. It is hard. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of growth, and you have to be willing to do all of that. You have to be willing to show up. You have to be willing to grow. You have to be willing to take accountability and to be so radically honest with yourself. And there has definitely been times in my journey where I'm like, why am I choosing to do this? Like, this is so hard. It's not working out. Like, why am I choosing to put myself through this? But then I remind myself about the potential of it. And I know that's why I stay consistent with it, is because I see a future vision for myself. I see a life for myself, living that sense of freedom, having that creative expression, and being able to freely express myself and do the things that I love, make good money. And like, I see that vision for myself and I am committed to that vision. So I think really knowing your why and knowing why you're doing this will really help you on the times when it feels so hard. And if you do really feel pulled to entrepreneurship, there is a reason. So I just wanted to say, like, don't go on this route because you think it's the easier route. Go on this route because you think it's more fulfilling, or this is what you've always wanted, or feel inspired when you see other people going after their business dreams. And when it comes to being an entrepreneur, you need a delusional amount of confidence, courage, and discipline to continue to take the harder route and continue to persevere through all the ups and downs. So in the next video, I'm going to be talking all about how to build discipline to go after your big goals in life. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you can be notified of that next video. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.